The Bold and the Beautiful B&B preview video for the week of August 1822 reveals that Luna Nozawa Lisa Yamada will crash a party in disguise. While a panicked Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda sends an SOS to Sheila Sharp Kimberlin Brown. B&B's weekly promo kicks off with Carter Walton Lawrence St. Victor, assuring Ridge Forrester Torsten K that he wants to marry Hope Logan, Annika Noel. But Hope will be busy spending all her time with Liam, Spencer, Scott Clifton. Liam will know there are a million other things Hope would be doing. But she insists there's nowhere else she'd rather be. Fans will see some close moments as Hope and Liam continue to bond over his cancer fake-out, so could a romantic reunion be in the works. Next, the party to celebrate Will Spencer's crew Morrow. Promotion will get underway. Electra Forrester Linnea Grace will be by Will's side as they enter the restaurant. So Deacon Sharp Sean Kanan will greet them and make an intriguing statement. What happens at Il Giardino stays at Il Giardino, Deacon says in the weekly preview video. Deacon's comment could set the stage for something wild to happen at this bash, something that Will would prefer to keep buried. There'll be a DJ along with drinks and dancing, so things will be rather chaotic. It'll deliver the perfect opportunity for Luna to escape from Lee's place, don a disguise, and become a party crasher. Once Lee realizes Luna is missing, she start to panic. Lee will ultimately get Sheila on the phone and admit Luna isn't there, so Sheila will wonder where their granddaughter would go. Back with Luna, she'll have a wig and glasses on as she tries to blend in the crowd. Luna will also pick up a mask as the wheels start turning, so a disturbing plot may begin to form. Is the show gearing up for a case of mistaken identity? If Will gets drunk and maybe even drugged, he might not be able to tell the difference between a masked Luna and a masked Elektra. B&B's done similar mix-ups in the past, so we'll see if Will cheats on Elektra without meaning to, thanks to this party and Luna's next trick. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say this bash will go off the rails one way or another, so stay tuned for updates on all the terrible news that's brewing. CDL will have other great Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news and updates to read up on, so make us your one-stop source. If viewers thought the recent Forrester and Spencer drama had reached a fever pitch, the week of August 18th promises to prove otherwise. Family loyalties will be tested, long buried, secrets claw closer to the surface, and one bold move could change the trajectory of more than one character's life. And at the center of it all, Luna Nozawa, whose determination to claim a seat at the table will lead her into uncharted territory. And straight into danger. Monday, August 18th, the calm before the storm, the week kicks off with a deceptively quiet atmosphere at Forrester Creations. Ridge and Brooke circle once more around their favorite topic, whether the family should be bracing itself for another Logan versus Forrester storm. Brooke remains suspicious of Steffi's recent decisions, especially her insistence on keeping Luna at arm's length. Ridge, meanwhile, tries to keep the peace, but his eyes betray a wariness he can't hide. Meanwhile, Carter finds himself cornered during lunch with Katie when she casually drops a few pointed questions about marriage. Katie is playful, but Carter hears the unspoken subtext. She wants a commitment, and sooner rather than later, though he hides behind legal jargon and jokes. The weight of her expectations presses hard on him. Across town, Will Spencer makes his grand return. Now older and more self-assured, Will is ready to host a party that will bring the Spencer, Forrester, and Logan clans under one lavish roof. He wants to make a splash, but what he doesn't realize is that his gathering will serve as the perfect backdrop for a storm no one saw coming. Tuesday, August 19th, Secrets in Motion. Hope finds herself running into Liam again, and the tension is palpable. Their conversations have been laced with unspoken words and longing glances ever since Thomas left town. On Tuesday, that magnetic pull between them intensifies when Liam tries to reassure Hope about her struggles at Forrester. Hope insists she's fine, but the way her eyes soften whenever Liam is near betrays her true feelings. Meanwhile, Luna begins to feel increasingly alienated. Despite Finn and Lee's attempts to guide her, she can't shake the humiliation of being sidelined and judged. When she hears about Will's upcoming party, a glittering guest list that will include the most powerful names in Los Angeles, an idea begins to take root. If she can't earn her way back into the fold, perhaps she can force herself into the conversation. And how better to do that than with a little disguise? Wednesday, August 20th, enter Luna, incognito. By midweek, the party begins. Guests arrive, decked out in glamorous gowns and sharp tuxedos, with paparazzi flashing outside Spencer Towers. Bill beams with pride over his son's coming-of-age celebration, while Katie fusses over Will, determined that everything be picture perfect. But unbeknownst to them all, a figure slips in through the side entrance, a mysterious guest in a shimmering mask and couture gown. It's Luna, unrecognizable under her carefully crafted disguise. Her heart races as she mingles, listening to conversations, gathering whispers, and soaking in the opulence of a world that always felt slightly out of reach. At first, Luna merely observes. She sees Ridge and Brooke in yet another lover's quarrel. Overhears Steffi plotting her next strategic move, and watches Liam and Hope gravitate toward each other despite their insistence that they've moved on. But soon, the thrill of her risky stunt tempts her further. Thursday, August 21st. Cracks in the disguise on Thursday. Luna pushes her luck. A few too many champagne refills, a little too much boldness. And suddenly, she isn't just blending into the background, she's making waves. When Carter recognizes something familiar in the way she gestures, his suspicion is piqued. Steffi, meanwhile, narrows her eyes at the mysterious stranger who seems to hover a little too closely near Hope and Finn. Bill Will himself notices her. Intrigued by the air of mystery, when he offers her a dance, Luna is torn. On one hand, it's her chance to cement her presence at the party. On the other, one wrong move could shatter her disguise. Against her better judgment, she accepts. The dance is electric, filled with unspoken tension and curious glances from other guests. But halfway through, Luna slips, her voice betraying her true identity in a whispered word. Will frowns, sensing something off, while Steffi stiffens across the room. Friday, August 22nd, the Unmasking the Week barrels toward its climax as Luna's gamble threatens to implode. Steffi corners her during a quiet moment near the terrace, demanding answers. Luna tries to keep up the charade, but under the pressure of Steffi's interrogation and the suspicious glances from Carter and Hope, the walls close in, and then it happens. The mask comes off. Gasps ripple through the crowd as Luna's identity is revealed. Shock turns to fury as Steffi unleashes on her, accusing her of manipulation, deceit, and desperation. Brooke, surprisingly, comes to Luna's defense, reminding everyone that the young woman's mistakes stem from being pushed away and made to feel unworthy. The fallout is immediate. Will feels embarrassed that his party has been hijacked by drama. Carter and Katie exchange worried looks about what this means for Forrester's public image. And Finn, torn between his mother Lee's warnings and his own protective instincts, steps forward to shield Luna from the harshest attacks. By the end of Friday's episode, Luna's place in the family saga is more precarious than ever. Some see her as a desperate young woman fighting for inclusion, while others paint her as a manipulative schemer who will stop at nothing to claw her way up. But one thing is certain, her daring move ensures she can no longer be ignored. Looking ahead, what Luna's gamble means the week of August 18th is about more than just party drama. It's about a young woman daring to carve out her space, even if it means breaking the rules. Luna's masquerade stunt could have long-term consequences, setting up rivalries with Steffi, and possibly igniting sympathy from unexpected allies like Brooke and Finn. Meanwhile, Liam and Hope's pull toward each other grows stronger, threatening to reignite old flames just as both try to move forward. Carter and Katie's relationship is pushed into a new phase, as questions of commitment can no longer be avoided, and Will, once merely the Spencer heir in the background, suddenly finds himself thrust into the spotlight, not just because of his coming of age, but because his party becomes the battleground for family power plays. As the dust settles, viewers are left wondering, did Luna's bold gamble plant the seeds for redemption or her ultimate downfall?